Good morning, first, second and third of ESO, and welcome to our live assembly. It's fantastic to have so many pupils connected. I can see that many of you are here with me right now, live on Monday morning. On the image on the screen, you can see that the hall is empty. The dining room is empty too in school, but that of course does not mean that we can't be together now and celebrate our assembly as normal. So let's begin. First of all, I would like to say well done to second of SOB. You are class of the month. Although we cannot give you your hot chocolate and cake quite yet, you are the winners of class of the month because you are the group that has the least llamadas de atención in the month and a half since we last met and were together. So well done, second of SOB, you're making good progress. Other special mentions and pupils who have stood out due to their impressive haul of commendations, and this has been measured not just in 1 month, but from the period of the 17th of February, which is when we last met, to the 24th of April, which was the end of last week. In each class, these are the pupils who have clocked up an impressive haul of commendations. Well done especially to Blanca, Daniela, Rocío, Valentino, Guillermo, Paz and Ivo. Second of ESO A did not pick up any commendations, so perhaps next time your progress will be measured and pushed forwards a little more. Blanca, 1A, your name is in bold. Why? Because you are the pupil of the month, not just for your class, but for the whole of 1st to 4th of ESO. So well done, Blanca. A virtual applause for you. You have more commendations than any of the other pupils in 1st to 4th of ESO. Well done. I just want to remind you very quickly that we do and are awarding school badges, of course, with gathering pace since Christmas. 10 commendations equals the Bronze Award. These are awarded for your excellent values, for progress and efforts with your work, but also for your excellent contributions to school life. In primary, 5th and 6th of EPO in particular, several bronze pins have already been awarded and 1 or 2 silvers. Silver is earned by gaining 20 commendations. In 1st and 2nd of ESO, I must encourage you to keep going because we have several pupils who have 7, 8 or 9 commendations. When you hit the magic number of 10, you will receive a bronze pin, which of course will be awarded to you when you reach this target in assembly or when school is open and we are together. I also want to say a big thank you and give congratulations to you and say well done. Don Jaime has worked hard to gather thank you cards, and he is about to pass them on to hospitals, health workers, social carers, cleaning staff, supermarket staff, those who provide food for the supermarkets, such as delivery people, postmen, and even teachers, all those who are still working at the moment in order to keep society and our community ticking forwards, are deserving of special praise at the moment. All of those of you who have created messages, drawings, poems in order to encourage those who are working to keep our society moving forwards, well done and thank you for the effort and time that you have taken. A little consideration and a little thought for others makes all the difference. This is why your collective effort in order to write short notes, even if it only takes 5 or 10 minutes, for the people who receive these notes, the smallest act of kindness is worth more than the grandest of intentions. So well done to everybody and thank you for the effort that you've taken to voluntarily step forwards and go the extra mile, especially at this moment when we are confined at home. I just want to remind everybody, especially now that we are working in these circumstances, that School Council went ahead as usual last Friday, the 24th of April. School Council, of course, is made up of prefects, and so I just want to remind you exactly what their role is. The prefects are your voice on whole school issues. You are expected to share ideas in tutoria with your prefects. The prefects make notes and bring them to the meetings, and they are presented and discussed with across all the pupils in the school who are prefects, and also, of course, with the deputy heads, and sometimes with CD as well. The prefects then give feedback following the school council meeting, and this is your way, everybody's way, of having your voice heard. This is your way of expressing your opinion. So please remember that the role of the prefect in your class is very important for everybody in order to have a voice and an opinion about any school issues. The meeting last Friday went well, and many issues that we are currently facing, such as working through Microsoft Teams, working through our laptops, and very current, present issues were discussed, very pertinent to how we are coping and trying to progress as best we can at the moment. The theme for this month's assembly is Stress Awareness Month, a very apt, very appropriate theme for the current situation in which we find ourselves. April is Stress Awareness Month, so I wonder, are you stressed? Ask yourself how you're looking after yourself and how you're coping at the moment. Isn't it fantastic that young people, we can now get outdoors a little bit more than before, and don't we appreciate more than ever our connection with nature and the ability to be outdoors, get some vitamin D and sunshine, and of course some exercise, and begin to see other people outside of our homes. Here I have some tips about how to stress a little bit less in our lives, which again is very relevant at the moment. If you look at the top left, for example, I encourage you all to look for opportunities in life's challenges, such as the Responsabilidad Social gratitude cards, which some of you have been writing recently. Now that we're allowed outside, perhaps you can go for a walk with a friend, but not too close, of course. Please focus on the things that you can control and not the things that you can't. And there is so much at the moment which seems that we cannot control. And especially if one looks at the news items which are being released and figures daily, these are things we cannot control. Sometimes anxiety is increased when we feel things are out of control. So therefore it's normal if some of you are feeling anxious at the moment. I encourage you to focus on things that you can control, such as your schoolwork, for example. If you have any issues with your schoolwork, I would just like you to encourage you to ask for help. Okay, we don't want anybody to go unnoticed at this time. If you are having any difficulties with your academic work or in any other way, please remember that tutors, teachers, orientadores, etc., we're all here to support you. The positive support which we must provide one another with, of course, continues at this time. It may well be simply that a smile or a compliment to somebody living with you at home, a member of your family in this intense situation, helps us to stress a little less and appreciate one another. Of course, the importance of good routines continues to be essential too. Please do go to bed earlier. Getting enough sleep is not just essential in order for you to feel alert in the morning, but good sleep is also very restorative. In other words, your ability to memorize and remember is greater and better when you sleep more. There is a saying in English that 1 hour before midnight is worth 2 afterwards. Try to get an early night. It's much more useful for you than staying in bed in the morning. If you look at the yellow box, it says breathe, breathe fresh air. Again, that connection with nature, that connection with sunshine, and we have had some beautiful weather recently, must not be taken for granted. Please do take your opportunity to exercise, to be at one with nature and enjoy the environment outdoors. It will be uplifting. If you take control to breathe in a measured way, it will oxygenate your body, your mind, your brain, and these are all things, of course, which will help you to stress a little less. At the moment, of course, in our homes, we are living with family, with brothers and sisters and parents above all, and that can be quite intense. Even though we are with the people that we love most, of course, there isn't much respite from it. It's true that sometimes we act before we think, and sometimes this can hurt other people. So one other tip in order to help control your stress is the traffic light method. Before you speak or before you act, I encourage you to stop. The red light means stop and think, and the amber or yellow light means think about what you're saying and doing in order to make the best possible choice. If what you're about to say or do in a moment of stress or tension with the people around you, especially those you love most at home at this time, is not based on thoughtfulness or good values, then you're stuck. You're stuck on amber or red, and I encourage you to pause and keep thinking. If, however, what you're about to say is based on good values and thoughtfulness, then go ahead. Green light, say it, do it, because it will be optimistic, uplifting, and positive. To be able to manage your relationships this way with the traffic light recommendation really will help you to reduce stress, tension, anxiety, and enjoy your relationships and get the best out of them. I would just like to draw your attention as well to the well-being updates on the ECI Familias and the ECI Alumnos General group on Microsoft Teams. I am posting messages which may be of use, and I encourage you to practice a little bit your reading in English and enjoy the hints and tips, perhaps especially relevant to our current situation, which you will see there present. I have seen that some of you have read them already, and I would encourage all of you to look again. So ECI Alumnos General group, please do click and look out for well-being updates. There is information there on posture, how to set your desk and your chair right in order to be able to relieve any neck tension or shoulder tension that you may be feeling. It's so important to set your desk, your computer, and your chair correctly at the moment. You can see from the image that the lady with the blue shirt is even standing up. If you have a high surface and you can work by standing rather than sitting, you will actually burn more calories than sitting down. A simple and obvious recommendation that perhaps you hadn't thought about before. The anxiety-induced impact of the coronavirus situation, of course, is also discussed on the wellbeing update about self-care in extraordinary times, and this is very much linked to social media and news items which you may be picking up or watching. The urge to be well informed and find out about exactly what's happening in the news outside of your front door is very strong. However, it's also essential to control the flow of information that you receive in order to not or avoid impacting negatively on your own mental health. If you, for example, want to silence keywords on your Instagram or Twitter or Facebook accounts, then they won't pop up for you. If you control your notifications, it will be better in order for you to receive more optimistic and positive notifications rather than negative ones. If, for example, you are continually checking YouTube or the news for information about coronavirus, it is bound to have an impact on you over time. But on Netflix and on YouTube, there is a lot of content which is positive and uplifting. Try to read a good book with a positive story. Try to watch a series which is uplifting. Try to watch a simple comedy, for example, when you're looking for entertainment, in order to surround yourself with positive messages about strong values, friendship, kindness, and compassion. These are the things which may tip the balance with your own feelings of mental health at the moment, which I know is in the news so much, and we can take steps to control it better. Finally, of course, the image at the bottom is of two people jumping for joy and encouraging being outdoors. The importance of exercise is so important. I have a watch which counts my steps. When I was in school, I used to do about 7,000 or 8,000 a day without even doing any particular exercise. Now that I'm at home, I'm doing less than 1,000 steps a day. So my output, and yours as well, by being so sedentary in terms of steps and exercise, is so much less than it normally and naturally is. Now that we have the opportunity to go out and enjoy some exercise and be outdoors, I encourage all of you to take that opportunity, to cherish it, and to not miss a minute of your chance in order to enjoy nature, to take exercise. It will be great, not just for your health and your heart and to keep your lungs working positively, but also for your mental health, well-being and sense of positivity about what is happening around us. Thank you everybody for listening. It's wonderful that so many of you have connected to this live assembly this morning. The time is now 9:36, so therefore we are just in time in order for you to be present for period 1 in your next lesson. So please do return to your group on Microsoft Teams to touch base with your tutor one more time. Your tutor will be expecting you, and then you will have a moment in order to be on time for your first lesson. Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening, everybody. And I would just like to wish you the best possible day today and in the coming week. Good morning and enjoy your lessons today, Monday, and throughout this week. Bye-bye.